Hello, beautiful souls. Today is a full review of Beautiful Soul. Well, it's called Belle. It's Eugene's new fragrance. And yeah, Rich Mitch, he very kindly offered to send me a sample. Eugene sent Rich some perfume, and then Rich has kind of sampled it up and sent it out to people to try. I'm one of the people. So here we go. I've been testing a sample of Belle, which means beautiful soul, and really it's Eugene literally just did a video before I'm filming this talking about it. If you want to learn a little bit more in depth about Eugene's inspiration, you can check out his previous video. I'll link it in the description. Basically, the story behind it is the healing of a broken heart. And yeah, what I get from this is, in fact, I don't think there's a whole lot I can say that Eugene hasn't said himself, or Claire. Claire did a first impression a few days ago, and she's got a fantastic nose. I think Claire's one of the best reviewers. Her nose is great, and she nailed the description. But what I get is a very uplifting opening, almost soapy, musky, bright, ozonic in the opening, and followed by this oomph of orris butter, iris accord. There's different things in here. Looking at the note breakdown, there's orris butter and iris. You definitely get that from the beginning, but it's kind of flying on this kind of ozonic, very clean ozonic kind of musk, very airy kind of. That's the vibe that I get from it. The orris accord changes perception on me. Sometimes I sense it as a very soft, very, very fine, dusty kind of powder. Other times it feels a little bit more waxy and lipsticky like, and it kind of plays between these two kind of facets of very fine powder and a bit more waxy, lipsticky, cosmetic. And it kind of has both of those kind of aspects going on. There's a subtle sweetness in this, dabbles of spice, cardamom, ginger is on the note list. You don't perceive them directly, I would say, but you get kind of a subtle hint of a spiciness that's just kind of woven in, just adding a little bit of texture without being particularly spicy. I wouldn't describe it as a spicy perfume. It's nuanced, and it just adds a little hint for you. And yeah, you kind of start to get this kind of noticing sweetness. There's a cacao accord that was used in here, so you get a slightly chocolatey-ish kind of vibe coming through. It's not overly sweet. It's a little bit sweet, but not too much. It's very comforting and cozy. If we talk about kind of more emotional feelings of what you feel when you wear it, rather than me just saying sounds and words of notes, it's comforting, it's pillowy. Eugene mentioned in the video that he spent a lot of time in meditation, like covered in, white sheets and big fluffy pillows and blankets and things. And I can imagine that when I smell it. One of the key words that I wrote this week when I was testing it was, kind of reminds me a little bit of marshmallow in the sense of the texture. It's like spongy and soft like a marshmallow, and a marshmallow is kind of, it has like a dusty powdery kind of coating, and it's squishy and soft. I get that kind of a feeling from it, like it's squidgy and soft and powdery and comforting, cozy, like a snuggled kind of warm blanket on a cold night. It's kind of very intimate in a way, kind of soft, intimate, cuddly, I would say. It smells completely unisex to me, but that combination of musk, ozonic kind of musk, orris and cacao with this kind of warm kind of sweetness is kind of the core of the fragrance for the top to the mid section of the fragrance. And if you like the combination, I think you'll love it. One of the things that I was worried about when I heard that iris and chocolate were used in this fragrance was, my immediate thought was Dior Homme or whatever. And it smells nothing alike remotely, so don't worry about that. It's got no similarities. to Dior Homme or Dior Homme Intense or whatever. It's a completely different fragrance. In the dry down, as it dries down, it gets a little bit more woody. There's sandalwood listed, you get a little bit of that. The musk and the cacao thing kind of combination goes all the way into the base, and there is an addition. You start to notice things like the sandalwood, and then there's a tonka bean resin that's meant to be kind of a little bit smoky. This doesn't go smoky on my skin. I don't get a smoky aspect personally. Maybe skin chemistry dependent. It might be a little bit more smoky on you. For me, Eugene mentioned nutty. It didn't overly, a little bit nutty, but not like overly nutty. I got like I could describe it as toasted without being smoked, but like a toasted, tonkery, sandalwoody, musky, warm. It's a very, very like a stuffed cushion dry down. It's like a fluffy cushion. It's very, very nice. It's very cozy. It's very warm. It's intimate. It's snuggly. It's all those things. But yeah, not overly, a little bit nutty, but not like, it doesn't smell like hazelnut or any, you know, crazy, overly nutty vibe. And it's very harmonious, very well balanced, very well rounded. It's blended to perfection, as in nothing is kind of, everything has its space, but it merges into each other. One of the words I wrote down on my notes as it dries down was syrupy, but then also marshmallow, syrupy were two of the words, but also there's a dry kind of powdery, dusty kind of quality at the same time. And I felt like I got something a little bit different each time I smelled it. Sometimes I'd smell it and it would be very fluid and syrupy, and then the next time I would smell it 20 minutes later, I'd get more kind of a dry, kind of powdery, kind of dry down. And I don't know if it's a chameleon or whether your nose kind of picks different things up as you smell it in different times, but those are the kinds of words that I was writing down. In terms of performance, 9 to 10 hours longevity. The projection sillage I found hard to judge. I sprayed it around my neck and on my hand. I didn't really notice it too much after the first hour around my neck, so to speak. I had to kind of bring it up from my hand to smell it after an hour or so. So I felt like possibly the projection was a little bit more close on my skin, but I'm only testing from a little sample. Maybe from a full bottle it might bloom a little bit more. Also, with the kind of materials that it uses, I'm not sure if I was maybe going a little bit anosmic to it around my neck, possibly. But longevity was stellar, good solid, like I say, 9 to 10 hours longevity. I would say this would be suitable for spring, autumn and winter. I wouldn't wear it in the summer personally, but spring, autumn, winter, daytime or nighttime, I think very versatile fragrance. Like, I can imagine jeans and a t-shirt, I can imagine a woman in a dress, I can imagine a guy in a suit and tie. It fits kind of everything almost. You could wear it on a date, you could wear it, you know, wherever. I think it's very versatile because it's not overly sweet, it's not overly strong or pungent, it's mellow, it's kind of got a softness to it. And that kind of musky kind of element to it is just relieves it of, like I say, being maybe too sweet or too much. It makes it soft, like it's blanketed over. Yeah, I think very enjoyable. I think a lot of people will like it. That's my takeaway from it. I think 2 solid releases from Eugene. I've liked both of the releases that have come out so far. If I had to pick a favourite, I would say the other one is probably a little bit more my personal taste. I really like Rose, and that one was really good rose accord in there. And but this is another solid release. If you like more kind of cozy, warm, comforting, winter snuggly kind of fragrances, and you like the note of orris, and you like more of a slightly chocolatey cacao kind of thing going on, then I think you'll really enjoy this. I think you'll be in for a treat. And I think Eugene's done a fantastic job. I think his brand is solid. I'm really impressed. I think high quality juice, it smells good quality, and the blending's great. So yeah, I know it's shipping now worldwide, so to speak, so check it out if you want to, and I'll see you soon with some more videos. Take care, everyone. Bye.
One time he disappeared for 2 or 3 days. When he came back, they asked him where he'd been, and he said, "Oh, just sailing."